Direct support professionals play a crucial role in supporting people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Whether it's job coaching, skills teaching, help with household tasks, or assisting with appropriate medical care, DSPs are so important to help people live and work in the community and achieve some independence. On April 12th, a virtual job interview could be your doorway into this rewarding and fulfilling career.
Whether you live in or just love Johnson County, Kansas, JoCo on the Go has everything Johnson County. Here's what's happening and what's coming up in the community you call home.
Thanks for joining us for JoCo on the Go. I'm Jody Hanson, a Johnson County resident and employee of Johnson County government. On April 12th, you can take part in a virtual job interview to apply to be a direct support professional with Johnson County Developmental Supports. This agency of Johnson County government has a very important mission to serve people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, focusing on their abilities, providing choice-driven supports, and advocating alongside people to live and work in our community. JCDS can't do it without DSPs. Joining us today to talk about what a DSP is and what the job is are Sharice Dingman, who is a DSP with Johnson County Developmental Supports. And we also have Gary with us. Gary is an individual served by JCDS, so we want to hear what Gary thinks is important about staff. So why don't we get started? Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Sharice and Gary, just talk a little bit about what is a DSP? What is a staff person at JCDS? What is that job like?
So you can go ahead. Gary.
I think some of it can be challenging. It seems like it's getting harder and harder and harder to find people that really want to work here, that are committed to a big challenge.
I would definitely say that it's, I love working at JCDS. I love working with the individuals. Being a DSP is a great thing in my life. Coming to work and being able to see the individuals, meeting different people and everything. I think that's one of the highlights of coming to work and being a DSP, and also being able to support the different individuals and helping them get through the challenges that they face every day, especially with COVID and everything. I think that's been pretty good.
I think you guys both make a great point about the importance of that job. So Sharice, maybe talking about, maybe not so much during COVID, but maybe before that, and hopefully moving forward, just talk about what is a typical day like for a DSP? What can someone expect if they have that job?
So a typical day for us is it starts at our day here at Day Services. It starts about 8 o'clock. Individuals, they start coming in between 8 and 8:30. Some of them arrive by bus. Some of them arrive by their guardian or parents may bring them in a car. And then they just come in, we greet them, we ask them, how their weekend was, how their day was, how their night was, things like that. And then in the area I work in volunteer services. And so about in between 9 and 11, we start our day by doing volunteer activities. Some of the activities that we do are we'll sew pillows, we'll make dog treats, we will decorate Meals on Wheels bags, and just various other volunteer activities. We also might go on an outing in the morning. So we might go somewhere like to a park, or we might go take our volunteer stuff and take it to the different organizations that we make them for. We also might do something fun. So we might go to the movies. Really, it's whatever the individuals plan for the week. We try to get their input as much as they would like. So basically what they want to do. And then So we'll do that in the morning. We'll have lunch. So we'll help support them with lunch and everything. They bring their own lunch in, and so we help them, warm it up and everything. And then afterwards in the afternoon, we'll either do another craft project, a volunteer project, or we'll go on an outing. We also have days where we do fun stuff. So we might have like karaoke for the day. We might like have a dance party in the afternoon. We might just, have a movie day where we put on a movie and just fun stuff that we do. Try to get everybody active. We do like stretches, exercising, just a lot of different things. So that's basically what our typical day kind of looks like. And then everybody goes home between, I'd say, 3 and 4. So it's just, fun stuff, I guess, all day long.
That sounds like a very rewarding way to spend your day, to spend your work day. So Gary, I know that you live in a home where you have staff helping you at home. So maybe talk a little bit about what kinds of things do your staff help you with at home?
Well, they help me with bathing, grooming, kind of whatever.
Do you feel like staff kind of help you with your day-to-day chores or tasks in your house? Do they help you with food or other things?
Help make your bed.
The good thing is
cook your dinner.
There's no set time that you have to get up, but there's certain, type of things that you do have to get up for occasionally, like doctor's appointments, things like that.
Charisse, maybe you can tell us also a little bit more. I believe you work in day services, but do you have some information about what a residential direct support professional would do?
Yeah, so I've worked a lot in residential. I've helped out a lot. So usually in a residential home, it's kind of like being at your own home, except for you're just there helping support the individuals in their home. So you'll help them, with meals, help cook a meal. You might have to help feed somebody their meal, and then you'll help them with showering, grooming, brushing teeth. Anything that you would typically do at your home and need help supported in, you would just help them at their home. They'll also need help with getting meds, and then also helping, take individuals to doctor's appointments if that's needed, or physical therapy.
Or sometimes you may have to take or put a person in the hospital for reasons.
Yes, helping support somebody if they have to be in the hospital in a hospital stay. If they have to go to the ER or something, taking them there. Also, in residential, you'll take them out, like maybe they want to go out to eat for like a Friday night, they want to go out to eat, so you would take them out to eat, or they want to do something fun on the weekends, like go visit a zoo, or something that's going on in the community, you'll take them out and do that kind of stuff with them. So not always all work, but just fun stuff also.
Gary, what are some of the most fun things that you've done with staff in your house?
Our house hasn't really been out except for recently when the COVID is kind of phased out. But Saturday we went to a new place that's called Whataburger, and they serve hamburgers, fries. Gee, I don't know, but I do know they're open like 24 hours a day.
Whataburger sounds like a good place that you guys went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. Charisse, can you talk a little bit about the training once you get this position? Is there training when you start and maybe ongoing training? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so when you start, they have training set up for you. So I think it's like you'll have 2 weeks of like classroom training, and then they'll also have training for you wherever your job is going to be, whether it's in residential or day services, you'll learn on the job. As far as like the classroom type of things, you'll go through MANT. We have dementia training. We also have med training, and they'll go over how to give meds, when to give meds, what type of meds are being given. And they also go over, as far as meds, like how to give insulin, how to set up things like if someone needs help with a G tube or a colostomy bag, care like that. We also do trainings for, I can't even think right now. I think them are the basic ones is meds, dementia. I can't even think. There's also like a few other trainings that we do also, but they pretty much prepare you pretty well, I think, and go over a lot of things. They also will go over how to use lifts in the homes, and also like using the lift in the car and things like that.
So it sounds like you get a lot of training, so you don't have to come into this job knowing everything.
No. And they're pretty good at training. And then there's also staff here that, like I said, you'll get the on the job training, and they're pretty confident in what they're doing. And so they'll train you also.
So let's say someone heard about being a direct support professional on a media story, or maybe from this podcast, and they're thinking, wow, that sounds interesting, but I'm not sure. I don't know if it's the right job for me. For both of you, how would you convince someone that they should give it a try?
I would just say when I first started to be a DSP, I didn't know anything about it, nothing about it at all. And I had a woman that I worked with, her daughter was in services. So she was like, they need help, they need support, and you'd be a good person just to, go. So I started. And I would just say to convince somebody, it's very rewarding. It is challenging at times, but at the end of the day, it's nice to see the smiles on the individuals' faces that you work with, and to know that, you come to work and basically you come to work to make them happy, to make them smile, and it's worth it at the end of the day. And if somebody is like, oh, I don't know, even if you're just considering it, you just probably be, if you're hesitant to work, it means that you probably care about people and that, you want to do a good job. So I'd say they're probably a great person to come in and, come and work.
But like you said, times are hard. Yeah. For residential. I mean, there's just so many opportunities that you can interact with the individuals.
Gary, when you think about some of the staff you've had through the years, and you think about your favorite ones or the ones who you just liked being with the best, what were they like? What kind of person makes a good staff person or a good DSP?
Well, when they're very upbeat and want to help you, want to take you to doctor's appointments, want to make sure that when you do get those appointments set up, that you respect the doctors or whoever time you're taking. You want them to know that you want to be feeling good, looking good, and everything like that.
That's a great description of the kind of staff that we're looking for. Thank you for sharing that. Well, Sharice and Gary, thank you so much for joining us today, and
Thank
good
you.
luck. Good luck with the virtual interviews. Hope you get some good DSPs from that.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Right,
you.
thanks very much.
Thank you.
Joining us now is Andy Green. He is a direct support professional with JCDS and is here to tell us a little bit about the work he does. Andy, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
So, Andy, tell us a little bit about your job. What a typical day is like for you as a direct support professional.
Well, I work in employment, so actually my day is a little bit different than say a res person, because every day we're assisting individuals in doing their jobs, basically. So every day we help other people do their job and receive a paycheck. So that could be as little as just setting up work for somebody, like giving them materials and they handle it, or maybe sometimes some individuals, we have to modify the job a little bit for them to be able to complete it. But it just depends. But yeah, we're much more work oriented, but we also, when there is no work, we do downtime activities, which is usually by committee is the way I've been doing it. So I just take a vote from everybody, because I figure that's the democratic process, and see what everyone wants to do that day. And it's worked out pretty well.
So tell us a little bit about, when you talk about work, what kind of work are the individuals you support doing? What kind of jobs? Talk us through what that looks like.
Well, like our core jobs right now are document destruction, where the staff will go out to different locations and pick up shredding that needs to be shredded, and then the individuals will place it on the shredding thing. Shredding, there's a big belt, and basically they just help it get shredded. And our other job is Great Plains Laboratories, which we assemble urine kits for them, and we do other versions of it. But basically, it's labeling boxes, placing the items in the boxes in the correct order, and just making sure that everything's the way it's supposed to be.
So the fact that you are helping people work, earn a paycheck, be more independent, as a staff person that sort of helps that happen, how does that make you feel?
Well, you're making a difference in someone's world every day when you come in. And usually they after a while, the individuals realize that's what you're doing, and they're just like happy to see you every day. Like every day I come to work, even if I'm not in the best mood when I get to work, everyone's just cheerful and happy to see you every day. So that's kind of nice.
So what kind of qualifications do you think make a good DSP, or at least a good candidate for a DSP? What kind of person is JCDS looking for?
That's kind of a tough question. And I think the biggest qualification, I would say, which anybody has if they're using it, is the ability to listen. Because I think a lot of times in our job, we just assume we know everything, and we don't ask the individuals what they need, what they want. And the more we do that, the more we're enriching their lives. So I'd say that's the biggest thing. And just the ability to change jobs, do multiple tasks at the same time. Multitasking, at least in my job, is very important, because I might be helping someone work, and then someone might need help in the restroom, and then somebody else needs help with something else. And it's all happening simultaneously. So multitasking is probably a good thing to be able to do. And just, be understanding too. I think that's understanding just of differences in people, because everyone's different, and it's a little more pronounced here. So just being understanding of that.
And I'll ask you the same question I asked earlier. If there's someone that's watching this, or maybe saw a media story about your virtual interviews coming up, and they're sort of on the fence, they're not sure that if maybe this is the job for them, but they're intrigued, how would you convince somebody to at least take a chance and investigate it a little bit?
Well, I mean, like I said before, like with what I'm doing specifically, every day you're helping someone make a little bit of money, and there's when you get to pass out the paychecks to the individuals every time, and maybe the amounts aren't massive, but they're just so thrilled and happy with themselves, which basically you're making someone's life a little bit better every day. And there's not a whole lot of jobs where you can say that.
Well, I think that is a great place to close. Thank you so much for talking to us about what that job is like, the position of a direct support professional, and talking about the kind of person that JCDS would be interested in hiring. So thanks so much for joining us today.
No problem. See you later.
We wanted to make sure you had all of the information for JCDS's upcoming virtual job interviews for direct support professionals. These take place on Tuesday, April 12th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. All of the information you need is available in a few places online at jobs.jcds.org. You can also go to the Facebook event. You just can access it from at JoCo JCDS. That's the Facebook page that will link you to the event. A lot of good information there about how the virtual interviews work. There's 2 links available, one where you RSVP and another one where you complete the online application. It's important to know that in addition to a $1,000 hiring bonus, the starting pay for a DSP with Johnson County Developmental Supports is $15.71 an hour. A lot of good information about wellness and benefits as well. So we just encourage anyone that's interested to go to the website or the Facebook page and learn more about the virtual job interviews taking place on Tuesday, April 12th. Thank you so much for watching this episode of JoCo on the Go.
You just heard JoCo on the Go. Join us next time for more Everything Johnson County. Have a topic you want to discuss? We want to hear from you. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at JoCoGov. For more on this podcast, visit jocogov.org/podcast. Thanks for listening.